progress.
Yeah.
Do you watch the moving averages? We chart it for morning. Dad, do you guys chart?
That's Lauren.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys chart?
Oh,
Oh, we have a guy fixed up all the charts on our, force on our spreadsheet. So you click on places, the spreadsheet charts on them.
yeah, right.
Yeah, we have a great.
Always the
Oh,
candidate.
that's neat.
I know.
That's fun.
But the best part is
You're running for it.
you can make
Yeah,
20%
we're away
a
from.
year.
Yeah.
Have extra growth.
Well, this last year has been.
That should be the S&P. Have you seen the SPY G?
No, I have Spy.
The SPY G is a growth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it does better, at least it's been doing that last 2 years.
My Spy's gone up like 200%.
Yeah, your dad keeps making too much money because of SPY.
Is that what you
And
have
so that SPY G,
You
so
know,
you can make
I think
great.
that ought to go to Fund Club.
You ought to look into SPY G.
I know.
Because that's one of the programs.
Yeah,
that goes-
SPY G. It's an ETF and it's growth funds. Yeah. So it's S&P. Standard Poor's growth fund.
Spy G.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, our daughter and her husband didn't like the advisor they had and what was going on with their money. So they took it out and asked me, I told them, look into Vanguard. They went through the Vanguard funds, and picked out a number of mine here that would be good. They researched, I don't even know where they put their money, but
Here's
they
Spy
really
G.
like it.
Here's Spy G's 5-year chart.
It's not bad, huh?
Oh, for a rocket ship.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you
since
really?
I joined it, in a rocket ship. I don't know.
Lucky you.
The growth funds aren't always gonna be like that.
Well, you can't, I don't have enough money to invest in every.
You don't have enough money? I'm sorry. You keep giving it away, that's why. Don't give it away. Just because your daughters don't want to.
I'm cold.
I know.
I got a check coming for the food bank.
Oh, good.
I don't know. I thought maybe I could do that. Chris Jacobs.
Yeah.
If the check comes today.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, the doubles are in.
Oh, yeah, really, how are you? See if Chris came. They lost.
Good morning.
They're gone.
Yes, sir.
Is Chris associated with the food bank?
Yes.
Hey, Motor, how are you? Yeah, Chris.
Are you up there to hold? So I ordered a check.
Yeah.
Where to go?
All your grandkids are-
How are you?
She likes money, making money, and she doesn't have to spend it. That way I look at it. Investing in the stock market and that's compound interest in high school. That's what they do.
We get it. Yeah, they want to keep the thing. They don't want to. I didn't know that. So then I told them how much. And then I bought him to get the consultation. Is she gonna be in the-
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Good. How about you?
I'm retired, and then she saw
Where do you spend that? Is that Let's go shopping. But she never does. We wish we could have.
Yeah, I'll buy some tiny things, always that.
And it kind of goes a range in front of Harbor, which
I'll buy some more.
is fine, because we're all hanging out anyway. First tavern, I love that big wire. Yeah.
Every year I ask
Yeah, I
them when you
love
get
it,
it.
first prize, and the other-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like this one, at the table in
I like it.
Yeah? Okay.
That's everybody this morning?
Everyone rejoice.
I don't know.
Rejoice.
Yeah.
Look, guys.
I'll wait my turn, I'll wait my turn. I know you, yeah, we're gonna make money, yeah, so.
How's it going? I didn't realize mine was over there.
Are you still able
And then, start shooting either or, I totally booked all day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Spend the whole day, a day in there.
Yeah, I was out,
I'll get it.
putting the cover on the boats and,
Yeah.
getting everything that, I know I won't use this week.
Front door, in the
One of our board
and just
spots.
scrape it in your
That's why I saw this problem.
Oh.
Give you full eye.
And stuff all over the place. So I hope that that's great.
How's school going, man?
Eileen, right?
My daughter.
Yeah.
I'm going down to water.
Yeah. I wouldn't want that. Or sometime
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, rub some dirt on it, give it.
But it was super fun.
It's a long time. You don't want to-
Were you an administrator when you were? Yeah, well, little community out there now. That helps. Those are better.
I always have steamed
Halfway presentable?
His mask, fashionable mask versus hospital mask.
Oh, yeah, Mark.
You were the ducks.
No, I missed all that. What was it? Well, it's good for them. Well, a couple weeks are gonna lose to Ohio. A couple weeks are gonna lose to WSU, so. Oh, yeah.
They've done that before.
For whatever reason, WSU has been inevitable. Whatever reason.
Hey, they're gonna step up and be. I don't know which one it is. Yeah. When they're already compared to Willie Meade, the first week of the season. That's not for any person to be compared to.
You know, 5 years ago, they loved Jimmy.
Yeah.
5 months ago, they loved Jimmy.
This, sometimes defensive minded coaches can't.
Huh.
They say they're missing 3 of their times. They did have some bummers of hope against the defense.
So my brother's college roommate and teammate and best friends, they were best man of each other's wedding. Kids in school and whatnot.
But I'm waiting until.
Oh, I never did that. I had no idea. Should I put it on there?
Not looking to get it. But that's why.
Wait a minute, I've got a leak on Lake Stevens. But I don't know how much it's for.
Low life, it could be
You
anything.
can get a growler.
That'd be awesome.
Put a couple more cards in.
Yeah, there's more cards. Did you put them in?
Over a year ago.
Do I have to wear a mask while I'm up here? Yeah. My 6. Morning. Morning. Okay, so pledge of allegiance. Where's our arms there? Sergeant of arms.
Is everybody ready? All right, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and
Liberty and justice for all.
Hey.
Oh.
Are you ready for the four-way test, everybody?
Liar.
First, is it
The truth.
Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Fifth, Vikings! Seventh, go Vikings!
Good Vikings, yeah.
Where's the
Here I
Zoomer?
am, Michelle.
Where's the Zoomer camera? There it is. There it is, Zoomers. Okay, Friday inspiration. Miss Eileen, do you have one for us today?
I do.
Kindness is loaning someone your strength instead of reminding them of their weakness.
Uh-huh.
These are good. Where do you have a calendar or is your mom call?
Did your mom call?
It's Gilbert.
Yeah, it's over. They're always so good. Do we have any guests today?
Yes, I'd like to introduce my daughter, my California daughter.
Your California daughter is real?
She's from the snow country.
Oh,
She's really enjoying the good weather up there. Even the rain. This is Terry Gables.
I saw did you drive this morning? I wondered who was rolling up in your dad's spot. Okay, so today, birthdays. So birthdays from, let's see, set today until next Thursday. Oh, my husband, today. He wants steak, so we're having steak. Let's see, wedding anniversary, we have Dave and Nancy Johnson on September 19th. Rotary anniversary, we have Kendra Pinkelman. Kendra, she's up
Hey,
there.
Kendra.
Kendra, 4 years.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, congratulations, 4 years with us. And Gina Anderson.
She's homesick today.
Oh, and not a Zoomer. And we have Gina Anderson, 5 years. Wow, that's really blown fast.
Yeah.
5 years already. And that's it for our meeting anniversaries. Announcements. Okay, so we have a couple things going on. We're going to do abbreviated committee meeting reports today because I really want to talk about Forks and Cakes and where we are since we start on Monday. And we're down to the wire now. But first, we have a award that we give out. We've given out, I think, the past 2 years for Rotary Citizen of the Year. And it's somebody that the club feels has really made, that's not a Rotarian. That's the issue that we're going to have is because our Rotarians are all rock stars. So of course we would choose you guys. But finding a non-Rotarian that has made a great impact on our community, we need to have some nominations. And we have a couple of people's names on the list. But if you have anyone that you'd like to add, I'd love to know. And then also, or you can email them to the Lake Stevens Rotary Club email, which is, what is it? Rotary, Don knows it.
Lake Stevens Rotary.
Lake Stevens
Rotary.
at
Oh, what
Gmail.
email?
Lake Stevens Rotary at gmail.com. If you have a nomination for Rotary Citizen of the Year who is not a Rotarian by Tuesday end of business, would be great. Or does anyone have any nominations that they'd like to bring up now?
Yeah, Doug Warren.
Yep, got him on the list. Doug Warren. That's a good one.
Christine from Ace Hardware.
Christine Engelstad. Yeah, of course.
She's just donating everywhere. She's showing up everywhere.
She has forever.
Yes, and she brought like a pallet of water to the food bank, to the
Yeah.
heat wave. I mean, she's just out there showing.
Okay, so Christine, Doug.
Do we know who's received it in the past?
So in my recollection, last year we gave it to Kim Daughtry, and prior to that year, we gave it to Terry Bakovich.
And John Smith.
Has John received it? And so John received
He's
it.
number 2.
So it was Terry, John, and then Kim?
Correct.
Okay, so we've given it 3 years that
Did we give it to Amy Beth?
so she's also on my list. Amy Beth Cook. Good morning. Are you our speaker?
I am.
Fabulous. Thank you for coming.
John Dyer.
Good, how are you?
Yep, John Dyer came up because the board just approved his resignation, so he's no longer a Rotarian. So he does slide in, but he's done fabulous impact on our community for sure. Anyone else that you guys can think of? Do you have any, Kevin? You have inside information.
The names that you named are fantastic. That's great.
Okay. Well, if you have any, we'd love to hear by end of business on Tuesday. And again, to Lake Simmons Rotary at gmail.com. Hey, Zoomers, did you guys have any nominations for Rotary Citizen of the Year? Nope, 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 nope.
Hey, Rochelle, just a little bit of the order. Speaking of Kristen Engelstad, right when COVID hit, she called me right away and said, hey, what can we do to help you guys? And so she helped actually procure some needed PPE at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So she's all over helping us. So that was pretty cool. She's still right there.
Yeah. Everything she does. And she's always the first one to send in a check.
Yeah.
Anytime we go there or donate, I mean, I'm in scouting, so anything, any project we're working on, we can go to ACE. And if they didn't donate 100%, they always give us the world's deepest discount on all of our supplies. So she's definitely been wonderful. Just as have all the other people on the list for sure. But we do have, this is an award we want to do into infinity. So the more names, if they don't get it this year, they're going to just roll over. Okay, so Citizen of the Year. Let's see, birthdays, ticket sign-ups. So let's go through the reports and committee reports. If you could give your committee report in one sentence, that would be amazing. And then we're going to move over to Chris and Brian, because Brian is coordinating our on-site ticket sales. And we still have some holes in our calendar. And we'll go over that because I'd love to get those filled up. Okay, so Ken, do you have a one-line report?
I do not have a one-line report, thank you.
Thank you for that. Treasurer, one line. Perfect. And we'll load it. No, not load it. Secretary.
Next board meeting, Thursday, October 14th. I won't be there.
Okay. Dawn.
Keep giving me your great ideas for programs.
Perfect. Okay, club services. Keith Partington. Everything's A-okay, thumbs up. Community services, Brian Lewis.
You want one word or one sentence on this? Because ticket sales,
Let's do a one line now, and then we'll do ticket sales sign up when we do parks.
everything else is great. I got some stuff back from the skate park for us to be able to start working with them. So,
Oh, good. Okay, and Zoomers, can you guys hear?
A little bit.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Jim Hagan, one line. Thumbs up. Oh, double thumbs up. Foundation's rocking it. International services, Tracy.
Yes. Thank you to everybody who responded to my email.
Uh-oh.
That's all you get, that's one sentence.
Okay, membership, Ron Rasmussen.
welcome to our new member, Amy Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Oh, she's up there.
She's a Zoomer today. Good morning, Amy. Okay, vocational services, Lance is not with us. Interact, Kristen, not with us. Scouts, Chris Ballo, anything?
What?
Never mind, thank you. Programs, Don.
Nothing new.
Okay. Public relations, Angie.
Thank you, everyone, for all of the sharing and posting about the event coming up. I've been seeing it explode all over Facebook, so please continue to do so. Thanks.
That was a good sentence. Thank you. Okay, so now Sergeant Alarms. I'm going to do real quick, no fines. We're just going to do quick happy bucks.
Everybody,
And then move into Parks and Pigs and our speaker.
good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Good. I'll start here with Don. We're doing happy bucks? We're doing happy bucks. Wow.
Because we're happy.
Gosh, I'm just glad it's raining and I don't have to worry about everything being so brown anymore. I just hope it stops. At some point.
Oh, I'm just happy to be here. Fantastic.
My son headed back to the Navy in Virginia Beach. I'm happy just because he's got another chapter and it's growing up and becoming a man.
Awesome.
It is.
That's a big chapter.
The Steelers beat the Bills, that's pretty cool, and several weeks from now, we'll be all over this.
So I'm a Ben mower.
Sweet.
And just had a fabulous week off with my husband in the boat, and I'm happy it's raining too, because I get a lot more knowledge.
Happy it's raining for all the wildfires. This is kind of an apology dollar. I wasn't here last week because I had a meeting up in Anacortes. And $3 for the game tonight between, well, Lake Stevens High School's first football game because of COVID against O'Day, the third time we've met. 2 epic battles in the past, if you don't know the history of the rivalry. But it also includes 2 former Lake Stevens coaches that used to coach with me at the high school that are O'Day coaches now, the defensive coordinator and linebacker coach. And then, of course, the high school head coach, Tom Try, is a former coach for me. So I'm going down to watch at Memorial Stadium. It's 5 o'clock tonight. Go Vikings. Go Vikings.
That sounds like a
We're very keen on football this weekend. I think Wazoo going to take a great win, so we'll leave them for the Seahawks. But Wazoo and Lake Stevens, and also the rest is for Tuesday, the 21st. Again, is our next evening Rotary Club. So if you guys have anyone that wants to join, please send my way. 5 o'clock or 5:30 over at Brian.
All right, happy dollars. The youngest starts her job at Boeing. So thank God we got a kid that can take care of us when we're old. And then the other 2 creating art. I just don't see a big happy retirement for me. And then happy Chris and I, we rocked it yesterday. We just killed it, and the people were just coming up and handing us money, not even wanting tickets. So if you want a rock star, we are for sale.
Good, we got a lot of spots open for you.
Exactly.
Here's some happy, sad, me and the wife are almost kind of empty nesters. We moved my daughter down to Arizona a week ago, the third school. So kind of semi, but they always come back.
And then they bring dogs.
I got $3 happy. Camp season is over, so my stress level is a lot less. I'm happy it's raining. And my wife and I bought an RV, so we're going to take off and travel to the United States.
Nice. Wow, how long?
Well, I don't know. We don't
Just
have
like
any
go
plans.
forever?
Just take off and see what happens.
That's awesome.
I'm happy the Oregon Ducks football is ranked number 4. And with this rain, it's a good reason to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
You like it?
I'm really happy to have both of my daughters at the Rotary. And yesterday I had my annual physical and I got a pass on everything.
Mom and Dad, I'm so happy to be here.
I am just happy it's Friday and bring on the snow.
Yeah.
I am.
No, already? I'm not quite ready. I'm not there.
Happy it's Friday. We're gonna rock the Vikings auction thing, right?
Yeah, we are.
Go hot.
Just being a person that volunteered yesterday to sell our tickets, it was an experience. So, had a wonderful road trip with my sister in impromptu, decided I flew down to Sacramento, she picked me up at the Sacramento airport, and then we started driving down to Washington. And we had a great time, it was really fun. It's lovely.
Happy Puck. Throw you in here. Just thanks for everybody who worked so hard on the auction. Really looking forward to next Friday.
And Zoomers. Okay, so I think that must be, doesn't have a,
Okay, any Zoomers have Happy Bucks?
Oh, I'll share some happy bucks. I'm just happy it's Friday. And happy for all the feedback I've been getting on that presentation for next week about stuff that I can add into it. It's going to be a really good slideshow by the time we're done. So hopefully I'll get a update sent out in a few days.
Awesome, thank you. Anyone else?
I'll throw out some happy bucks for Maya starting kindergarten at Hillcrest, and just some thank you bucks for everyone working in the school district, because I know it's been a rough start to the year, but I'm really appreciative of everyone making sure these kids can go back to school.
Awesome. Okay, anyone else? Going once? Okay, awesome.
All right.
So, thank you so much, Kevin.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
We got a raffle ticket.
Oh, raffle ticket.
562, last three.
You're way off.
Yeah. Whoever was right before me. Whoever was right before me.
562.
Maybe it's you, Kevin.
It's gotta be Amelia.
Oh, all right.
Gotta be Amelia.
Good morning.
Go back in the file.
That's a brief.
Thank
talk
you.
about it, yes, we'll go over.
Right now?
Well, whenever.
Yeah, right now. In a minute. Right now in a minute. Okay, awesome. Okay, Brian, so ticket sales,
Ticket sales.
do you have holes? Do you need
Oh,
people?
we got a ton of
How'd it
holes.
go?
We got a lot of holes in it. Well, it evidently went really well, Chris, and that, so you guys could be on every one of them now. You already said how great.
Well, we can train people.
So, well, if you don't put yourself down, we'll just automatically put you down. So, no, we've got a ton of openings, honestly, and I'll send out another email when I get to the office. That way it's fresh in your inbox, you don't have to search for it, and just pick one, because literally, it's all, I think we only have so far 2 volunteers for the weekend. So, and we've got openings throughout the weekend. So,
How many slots do we have? How many?
Well, we got 2.5.
Yeah.
We have two
Yeah.
locations, Saturday.
Yeah, two
locations.
locations, and it's basically 2 different shifts for each location, today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
So the next 3 days.
Yeah, the next 3 days.
And I think that it's probably really satisfying to be with your Rotary gear on and selling tickets, because people are so happy to see us. We are a light in the community, and they haven't seen us because of COVID. So I'm sure it's an easy sale, and people want to talk to you. And if they're walking up and handing you money, how hard is that?
Take it.
Right? Take it.
Yeah, most
Take
people
it
know
and
what
run.
Rotary is, it's amazing.
Yeah.
They're always willing to donate or just give some money or whatever. And
I think
can
that's
say
awesome.
that, like this Friday, like today, this Friday, there's openings at Jay's and Hagen's, and the shift is like from 2 to 4 or 4 to 6. So if I have anybody that wants to do it. Okay, I see you now, I'll put you down.
Zoomers, is there anyone that can do a 2 to 4 today selling tickets at Jay's or Hagen's? Or 4 to 6?
How about Saturday?
Yeah, Saturdays.
Saturday 2 to 4.
Or
with
Saturday 2 to 4?
That would be nice to throw that.
And it's easy sale.
Saturday at Hagen's is full.
Lance has 2 to 4 today at Jay's. Lance and Lori, Jay's 2 to 4.
Yeah, I think we're on there.
So
Okay.
I see Lori. you're
Lance
on
is,
for Friday.
you're at Hagen's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Hagen's is covered for today?
Okay.
Jay's.
No. Just Saturday, there's nothing happening today at Hagen's, but on, today, actually today, 2 to 4 would be great. Today, 2 to 4. Anyone?
Anyone?
Because Lori's there by herself right now.
And so if someone does sign up, do you deliver it? Where's the tables? Where's the?
I have the stuff. in my
Probably
car.
We have the stuff.
You have
it'll
it?
be there.
Okay.
It'll be there.
Okay, so all they do is show up, smile, and collect money.
That's right.
Wow, that's not hard.
And Lori's by
And it's
herself.
fun.
Oh, Lori.
That'd be amazing. Thank you.
In the
Okay, so we have a
square-
non-Rotarian stepping up.
In the square up works pretty good, so that's all been dialed in. If you've got a low uniform, Lori's been a really good trainer.
Awesome. Okay. Anyone in the chat? No. Okay, so Chris, we want to talk about Parks and Cakes. We have, is that Paul right yet or is it still slow?
I'll talk about that. One last thing, we sold like 25 tickets yesterday. Tables.
Slow or fast?
Fast.
How many?
25. Between $5 and $20 tickets. So that's
Yesterday you sold 25 tickets?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is a world record.
It's the only record. Okay, so Parks and Cakes. Did you guys hear me on the TV? They all disappeared.
Yeah.
Everybody bailed.
So anyhow, we talked about raffle tickets.
Where's
and getting that signed up and sold. Okay, you can hear me good, Sam? Okay, good.
There's Jack. Welcome back,
Awesome.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack helped out yesterday.
We don't see your face, you don't get attendance.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, there's Tracy.
Good.
I've
Awesome.
already recorded.
We shamed them into it.
Right, good, okay. So, we have the garden gift basket up there that we need a few cards for.
That
We
is
got
blooming.
cards.
Oh, yay, thank you.
$25.
You know what, highlight, what?
$25 to Norm's.
For those, crispy chicken tenders that they have there in the, yeah, the gizzards.
That are so good.
The chicken lips.
Chicken meat.
I'm sure that's what they'll send us on.
They do have good gas stations up there.
So we have a lot of, silent auctions that come in over at Brian's over there. He's there pretty much most of the time, so you can drop that off. So 2 beers, 2 wines, and some kind of auction item, hence the basket. And I think Jim and Gary and I reached out to a couple of members and, seeing if they're still interested in donating, and some said they would, so we're looking at some of that. I think Eileen has everything kind of put in for the silent auction item things. We're looking for a lot of live auction item things, write-ups on the procurement form. And do you want to say something Eileen, about that?
Just email me, thanks Ron for, oh, there you are. Thanks for, turning it in, so I can update it, and then when Rochelle takes photos, then all she has to do is just either send me the photos, I can upload them, or you can do it, whatever works, but, yeah, everything should be done on the land.
Do you have a photo from fire truck when you guys were giving a kid to ride to school on a fire truck, or anything that we can use? I'm not gonna come to the station and take a picture of a fire truck.
I can come up with a photo and put it in there if you're okay.
It'll be a fancy certificate.
But do you have a photo, like a marketing photo of your,
I definitely.
or can we just steal something off the website?
Huh?
Is that okay? Chief,
Absolutely.
you all heard it?
I have pictures from previous rides to school.
That would be awesome.
Hey, Brian, didn't you get a new sponsor?
Yeah, the home run espresso, she's gonna give me your stuff today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jim, we're officially doing the dinner thing, right?
That's right.
Eileen,
The gift card garden, is that live or silent?
Apparently it's silent.
it's silent.
The vote has been.
I don't know.
What did we do last year?
We
I
did
think-
it live, in
Because
case
I
you
think we
haven't
do it live
talked
because
about
it's
it.
priceless.
You gotta talk about it.
Yeah, and it doesn't have a value. I think it goes over live.
It goes live, that's
Yeah.
why I have it in right now, but I just wanted to double check.
I'm gonna, we're gonna head over to, the
Okay.
clubhouse after the meeting to kind of get things organized, and I brought the backdrop and, either start shooting today, or I'll do a marathon on Sunday and get everything shot. So, if you have items to donate, we need them in. I know we already had a deadline, but we were past, we'll take it, by Sunday. If I need to pick it up, I'll certainly come pick it up, whatever we need to do to make it happen. Just so we can get a picture, because it does need a nice picture for our website when we launch on Monday. And what time are we launching, Eileen? Is it noon on Monday?
I'm sorry?
What time are we launching the
Noon.
silent?
Noon.
Yeah.
So if everybody can get me their forms by like Sunday morning to give you time to upload them.
Anytime. I mean, we'll take it. we'll make it work, right? But in a perfect world, Sunday morning would be amazing, but we'll make it work. Chris, do you have more?
So I guess what Eileen said, some of the life stuff, we gotta kind of get that in, picture certificates or whatever, fire truck ride, fire boat ride, things of that sort. Okay. And then, the other thing is what Angie's working on, and that would be the Friday night program and the content, and I know Don's put some snippets together, and Gary's gonna put some stuff we've done in the past together, so if anybody has any ideas on that, would be great. So there's a few holes there. And then last time we had music from Amelia over there, we could either do Hawaiian music or no music, or Viking music, sword clanking and head chopping.
Definitely the head chopping.
We like that part, yeah. So, I think that's about it, other than we've talked about everything else already through everything. And then once we get the citizenship, citizen of the year, we'll get that put in the program. And so Angie's working on that part, and it's like it's coming together. So I guess, did I miss something?
No, I think you covered it. I mean, really, this is our biggest fundraiser of the year, right? So we need everybody to step up and do your part, and please make a donation. Wine, 2 beers, 2 wine, it's great. A basket is better, or 2 baskets is better, because we'll make more money, and we need the money. It's not like all the money goes back into the community, right? So it's a fabulous reason to donate and a fabulous reason to dig deep and come up with something that's saleable. And thank you to everyone who's already donated, because I do know we do have a number of things over at the clubhouse that are fabulous. Chris.
Question.
Yes.
So what time do we want to start setting up over at the senior center? Friday.
They're tied up until 4:30 minimum, so can we do it between 5 and 6? We start at, what time do we start? 6? 6, I think.
6 p.m.
Well, when we signed up to rent or use the senior center, did we put a time in? No?
No, we just put I think we said 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock it is, I guess. Is that enough time? 4:30.
So the earliest we can. I mean, it won't be, we can do it. Now we're seasoned from 1 year, and it's just really getting the backdrop up and the live items there. And
What time are we doing Point Quest down at the mill?
I think that's what it is, isn't it?
who is coordinating the Conquest draw? Chris?
8 p.m. It's at 8 p.m. at the North.
I'm up at Park.
Mill.
8 p.m.
And I'm working with Jim about the princess is coming there, so we'll have some Viking gear on. Who wants to be there with maybe the Viking gear on? Ain't none, I guess.
What date did you say was it?
Friday. Next Friday.
Next Friday. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Will it be a headless princess so she can't cheat?
Oh, no. No, so it'll be 8 p.m. in front of the mill. I'll be there with my Viking stuff on, and I don't know if somebody else could be there, that would be awesome. And Jim's kind of working with the princesses to get them dialed in to be there. Shouldn't be very long, 10 minutes or whatever. Maybe somebody could videotape it.
It'd be pretty dark.
Is it gonna be outside or?
I'll be outside.
Okay. I can be there.
Okay, great, awesome. I like your hair when you talk.
You do have good Viking hair.
That's all we need, really. So anybody else, just show up there a little bit before 8. And that's what all I have.
Okay, perfect. So then let's move into our speaker. We do have a speaker today. It's not all parts, okay?
We got Joy Eaton, and she is the major donor coordinator or something to that effect.
Something like that, yeah.
With domestic violence services in Snohomish County. You've been there for 25 years, I think.
Not at domestic violence services, but in nonprofit for 25 years. So thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I've worked in nonprofit for 25 years. I spent 10 years down in Linwood at Post for Kids. And just the last couple months have joined the team at Domestic Violence Services. Thrilled to be there. And I know Vicki spoke to you guys a few years ago, so I'm going to try not to repeat too much of what Vicki might have told you guys. But I wanted to give you a quick history of DVS Snohomish County. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. My kids tell me that I'm incredibly loud. So, and then kind of give you an update on what's been happening with COVID and what we have going forward, if that sounds okay. So we've been around for a long time. We started in 1976 as the Women's Survival Center of Snohomish County. And we've had a number of name changes through the years. In 1981, the city of Everett and Snohomish County put forth the funds to purchase and renovate a 3-story home in Everett. It had 15 beds and was our first emergency shelter. Since then, we've obviously added staff, we've increased our services, we've started and continued to grow a thrift shop on Grand Avenue in Everett, and I'll talk a little bit more about that open house that we have coming up there. The thrift shop is amazing because it not only makes stuff available to our survivors, but it also is a place to shop locally, and it's a beautiful store. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. We have advocates in all of the DSHS offices throughout Snohomish County, and we now have legal advocates. They are not lawyers, but they can assist survivors in things like restraining orders and kind of hold a survivor's hand through the legal processes that they might have to walk through. And we obviously work with other organizations throughout Snohomish County to make sure that our survivors have as much resources as possible to help them through their transition. We, in 2013, opened the new shelter, which is in Everett. It's on what was the Oswald Army Reserve, and we were super blessed to be able to get that access to that property. So that new shelter is a 13-bedroom shelter. It can actually hold 52 residents. So that means that families can reside within a room. Each room has its own bathroom. It's a suite. And it's a really beautiful environment. I don't know, when I picture shelters, I think of like the massive rooms with the cots and stuff. That is not at all our emergency shelter. Our emergency shelter is really built and coordinated to be very homey, very friendly, and to make the families feel safe in that environment. So when they come in, their bed is already made with a beautiful quilt that has been handmade by a local volunteer, and all the kids get little stuffies, and it's just a really welcoming environment. At the shelter, we also have a kitchen that was donated by Boeing Employees Community Fund. It's a commercial grade kitchen, and they keep the pantry very well stocked so that the survivors can go down and make food for themselves and their family and feel really comfortable in that kitchen. And we're working on a garden. They've been working on it for the last couple of years, but we're really hoping to continue to grow that program. We also have a children's advocate that works with the families to make sure that the children have all the resources. They, in the last month, have been working to connect the parents that have school-age children with a school representative that can be their advocate, so a school advocate or counselor that can really help them and be their support for the parent and the child at school. So we work really closely with a lot of different organizations to make sure that our families are safe and that they have the resources they need. So today we have the New and Again Thrift Shop. We have all of our advocates. We have a rapid rehousing program, and on the same property that our shelter is on, there is a 20-unit apartment complex that the Everett Housing Authority manages for us, but it is specifically for our clients to transition into more permanent housing. So it's a really great program for folks to move out of our emergency shelter and into more permanent setting. We are really focused right now on expanding our prevention and education. Our mission is to end domestic violence, and to do that, we really have to start young in educating folks around what domestic violence is and how to see the signs of it. And one of the ways we're doing that is working with the schools and other children's organizations to bring really fun trainings to youth starting at middle school. And it's very age appropriate. It's really talking about building healthy relationships, not specifically intimate partner relationships, but just generally understanding what a healthy relationship looks like, so that they can hopefully avoid the pitfalls of getting into a domestic violence situation. The city of Marysville, Vicky's been working really closely with them, and in October during DV Action Month, they're going to be doing a lot of programming within the city to build awareness and to work on prevention. Our staff will be working with first responders and police officers to make sure that they're trained and have all the information they need. Surprisingly, and I don't know the breakout of this, but Vicki told me that she was speaking with the chief of police for Marysville just a couple weeks ago, and he said that their DV calls have increased by 3,000% in the last year. 3,000%. I don't know exactly what that means and how that breaks out, but I think that it's a trend that unfortunately we're going to be seeing going forward as the pandemic starts to wind down and people are more able to get out and hopefully access resources that they need. And now that school's back in session, unfortunately, we might see some mandated reporters having to report a lot more incidents as they see children coming back into their classroom. So we are working with the community to really, build awareness and to provide those prevention resources and education. And there's a lot of ways that we can do that. So with COVID, we had to close the shelter for the first 7-8 months of COVID, maybe a little bit longer. That we were able to supplement that with providing hotel vouchers to families so that they could have a safe place to go. And now that the shelter is reopened, as of yesterday, we had 4 families in residence at the shelter. And we are really enjoying the opportunity to work more closely with those families and make sure we're getting them the resources that they need. Recently, we had 2 different moms that were pregnant, one with her 3rd child and one with her 2nd. And the one with the 3rd child, we were able to move into Pivotal Point. So they are now in a more permanent housing situation. And she was able to nest and really get the apartment prepared for her 3rd baby. And the other one, because of her immigration status, we're having to connect her to some other resources that we are not necessarily specialists in, but we have done that. And so she's working with organizations to specifically address her needs and her family's needs. So we often have to connect them to other resources that we don't necessarily have the skill set or experience to support. Our shelter also has 2 rooms that are isolated and that we are able to use if a family does have COVID, so that they can be safe and isolated and not necessarily expose the rest of the shelter to COVID. We also now can do rapid testing on site, so we don't have to send them to a clinic or pharmacy to get tested. They can just test them there on site and know whether they're COVID positive or not. So that's helping us to keep everybody within shelter safe. And because we do have a number of kids who cannot get vaccinated, we're really trying to be conscious of keeping them safe, and we're not mixing populations. So the shelter staff does not come in contact with our admin staff and other folks, as we try to make that contact as little as possible to keep folks safe. So last year, our fiscal year is July 1. So for the period of July 1, 2020 through June of 2021, I'm going to give you some numbers of what we were able to serve. So our shelter numbers were up. We increased our bed nights by 24% over the year before. That means that we provided housing for 96 adults and 117 children for 10,935 bed nights. In our housing and rapid rehousing program, we served 67 adults and 119 children, which was an increase of 46% in our bed nights for just our rapid rehousing. And we're anticipating that, unfortunately, with the eviction moratorium being lifted soon, that's probably going to increase dramatically as we try to get people into safe housing. Our children and youth program had 132 children participate in 88 hours of enrichment activities. And our legal advocates increased their services by 30%, serving 775 families. And the hours of advocacy were increased by 43%. So we're definitely seeing growth. Our 24-hour hotline, it's available 24/7. Anybody can call that number. We saw a 33% increase in our phone calls, and we received 4,580 calls from survivors and family members during last fiscal year. Prevention and training had some challenges because of COVID and because classrooms were not directly in session, and as schools kind of figured this all out. So we weren't able to get into as many classrooms, but we did do 780 law enforcement educator and community member. We had 780 law enforcement educators and community members participate in 46 different training opportunities. We had 4,487 students participate in remote and in-person dating violence prevention education, and trained 250 adults in that subject matter. Our community advocates and outreach reached 607 community members and attended 105 meetings or events last year, and over 12,700 of our flyers were distributed just during last fiscal year. So again, just really working to build awareness throughout the community. We are the only organization doing what we do in Snohomish County with the emergency shelter. We've also added elder abuse advocates to our plate, and that's becoming a larger issue. So we do have amazing resources for folks that might be experiencing elder abuse. And our plan for this new year is just to continue to move forward in providing as many resources and
giving access to folks throughout Snohomish County. So I'm thrilled to be here in Lake Stevens, looking at, you know, areas that we can build relationships and continue to grow resources for the entire county. As I mentioned, we have open house at our thrift shop on September 29th. It's just going to be a really fun, casual event where you can come and shop the thrift shop. If you haven't been in it, it's actually a beautiful facility, really light and open and very clean. And we are also going to have a food truck there. Chef Dane Catering from Linwood is going to bring their food truck, and you can pick up a meal to take home with you. With COVID, we're not going to be providing food. So that's a fun upcoming event. And then our handbag auction has now been rescheduled to November 18th at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett. And we're going to do kind of a hybrid, I think, this year where our silent will be online. So everybody will have access to that. And then we'll have a reduced live event, in-person event on the 18th. So we're excited about that. We just had our gala last month. Eileen came to that. It was amazing to see so many people in one room again. And we were super safe with it. And fortunately, we're unaware of any COVID coming out of that event. And we raised $230,000 to support our work, so which was above and beyond what we anticipated raising for that evening. So we're thrilled. Any unrestricted funds that we can find to help us grow our prevention programs means the world to us. So we're really grateful for the community stepping up and helping us with that. Do you guys have any questions? I think
the common perception of domestic violence is one of physical abuse, but there's also psychological abuse. Could you describe how you view domestic violence?
Yeah. For our shelter specifically, folks that come into shelter are experiencing at least the threat of physical violence and from an intimate partner. But we work with folks who experience all kinds of abuse, emotional, psychological. And if you go to our website, which is DVS-SNOCO, you'll see a whole list of signs that somebody might be experiencing abuse. So yeah, and that emotional and psychological can be just as detrimental, if not more so, and can be sometimes even more challenging for people to escape. So we're definitely aware of that. We run support groups, and again, our 24/7 hotline will address any issues. And the amazing thing about our staff, they come from a perspective of trauma-informed care, and I really have seen that they meet people where they need to be met. There isn't an expectation that people are going to be able to just come and get out of the situation and move on. They really give people the time and the compassion to just kind of work through what they need to work through at their pace and you know, hopefully without re-traumatizing them. So, yes, but psychological and emotional violence is real and a very significant problem. Eileen.
From the time that you take somebody in for like like are under some sort of emergency, right? So you take them in under a threat. How long does it take? What's the process from intake to where they can get settled in some sort of normalcy?
It really is case-by-case situation. Our shelter is designed to house folks for 30 days. Sometimes we're able to stretch that out if need be, but our advocates and our team really work to move people into a safe housing, more permanent housing situation as quickly as they can. Again, it just really depends on the client and what they're looking for and the resources that they might have available to them. We see folks from every single walk of life, and even if they come from a more affluent place, they're not necessarily able to bring any of that affluence with them. So, and we don't tell our clients what they should be looking for in housing and stuff. We work with them so they can identify what their needs are, and then we do the best we can to help them identify where they can go. So if they're looking for an apartment or a house or, and what community they're looking to move into, we don't define that for them. We allow them to. So depending on what they define as their needs and desires, it kind of influences the timeline. But we can work with families for upwards of 3 years as they move out of shelter and into housing, and then we work with them through legal advocacy and other things. So yeah, it just depends on the individual. Any other questions?
What is the annual budget of the agency?
That is a really good question, and I should have that on the tip of my tongue, but I do not know exactly. I will tell you that the bulk of our budget comes from our contracts with the SHS, and so a good portion of it is that contract work that we do. Our private budget, our private dollars that we receive through individual giving events and local private foundations is probably just over $1 million.
And how many, you probably already said this, but I missed it. How many women do you typically serve in a year? Or men?
We do serve men. The shelter only serves folks that identify female or are female. So, but we do have housing vouchers, and our legal department certainly works with a lot of men in our Rotary housing program. Again, it fluctuates. This year, within shelter, we took in, where's my numbers? This last year, we had 96 adults that came through the emergency shelter. But that, could end up growing considerably now that the shelter's open full time. We have the capacity, as I said, to have 13 families at a time in the shelter. But we're currently reserving 2 rooms for COVID, so that takes our capacity down a little bit.
How do people find you? Are you connected through 211 or how?
We are, but you'll see on that purple brochure, there is the hotline, the 24/7 hotline. Our website has the hotline. We do not promote the address of our shelter location because obviously our intent is to keep people safe. So people start by calling that hotline, and then our advocates that answer that call will very quickly assess their needs. And if they do need to come into shelter, we generally meet them someplace and bring them to shelter so that they can arrive safely and that it is, again, kept private as far as where they will be residing. Yeah, so, but that 24/7 hotline is really the best place to get us.
Wow. Thank goodness for your organization.
Yeah,
doing the work
I
that
have
you
to
do.
say, I got divorced in 2018 from a relationship that was very emotionally abusive for 23 years. And had I not had my family, I don't know that I could have left him. So the fact that there's these resources for folks that have been isolated or are not from this area and don't have family close by to support them is amazing to me. And I'm so grateful that we're able to offer the support that we can.
And you will take people from all of Snow County or
All of-
anywhere?
They can pretty much come from anywhere. And we do take out of state folks because obviously if they're trying to escape a very violent predator, they may need to actually leave. But yes, all over. And we are the only emergency shelter in Snohomish County proper.
So other than cash, is there something that we can do as a club?
You know, check out our events. You know, just be aware. In October, as I said, Marysville is going to be doing a lot of awareness pieces. They're actually printing shirts, purple shirts, and they're going to encourage people to wear purple on Tuesdays during October, during DD Action Month. So, you know, just really helping to make people aware, let people know about the hotline. We do use a lot of volunteers for both our events and for actual program work. Because of COVID, we haven't been able to go through our very lengthy training for folks that work on site, but we hope to re-implement that here in the next 6 months or so. So if you have an interest in working with survivors, we could certainly, you know, walk you through that process. So we're looking for volunteers and donations to the thrift store. As I said before, the thrift store not only benefits our clients from a direct service, they can come with a voucher and shop for themselves and their children. If they're moving into permanent housing, they can take housewares and furniture. So it's really an amazing resource, but it also helps fund our programs through the sales at the thrift store.
Sam, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. So on the 29th is your open house at the thrift shop, correct? What time does it start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. and
7.
4 to 7. And are they still taking donations, the store?
Oh yeah, we take them year round. We're open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And the hours, I believe, are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 4, I believe, on Saturday. And you can leave donations at the back door.
And are they looking for volunteers there at the store?
Yes, they are. With COVID, we had to shut down for a while, and it's been kind of a slow ramp up. So they are always looking for volunteers at the
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Any more questions? Any more questions, Zoomers?
You guys are great. I don't know how you get up so early on Friday mornings, but
me neither.
I'm impressed.
Well, we're still awake from last night.
Oh, I see. I feel like you know, when you have something that you have to do that's not your normal schedule, I feel like I woke up every hour last night because I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get to Lake Stevens.
We do have a good reputation for being fun.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. Well, I really appreciate you guys giving me your time and listening and asking really great questions. And if you have any more questions, I do have business cards I'm happy to hand out and connect you to the folks that can really give you the answers, because I'm a fundraiser, so I don't know all the details.
Thank you very much. So as a thank you, we are going to make a donation to Lake Stevens Education Foundation.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming. And I did put more invitations and flyers on the table by the door if you want to pick up on your way out.
Great. Wonderful.
Sure.
Thanks, you guys. I love
you.
We adjourn.
Later.
Oh, it's great.
do what I told Jim.
That's why we like you.
I've learned in my marriage, when a woman talks, she's kind of listen, shake your head, yes.
We used to do happy wife, happy life, and then my husband just sprung on me, happy spouse, happy life.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth.
I think I'll stick with the happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I wish mine would too, but happy spouse makes sense.
Hey, I'll be there.
Well, it's
We're meeting at your house tomorrow,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say that on my calendar. He's pretty good about putting something out.
No, he doesn't play.
Thanks, it's funny.
I know.
I can find it.
Because I'll leave your house and Chris and I have got the. We've got the ship for.
All right.
Hey, Amy. Amy. Hey.
I'm a hot mess.
Did you come up with your classification thing? What's your thoughts?
I think registered nurse is fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Is that too boring for you? You're not vibing on it?
So can I? Is the volume on?
I really think.
Talk. Can you say something?
Yes, I can say something.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, do you want to just go with registered nurse then, or is that? I mean, that's what you are. I mean, it's. But I didn't know if there was a name, some type of specific thing you're doing there at work or whatever. That.
I think registered nurse is perfect. Registered nurse would be perfect.
But where's the speaker? It sounds like. All right. Well, there's too much people talking, but the registered nurse thing works. We'll just go with that. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Are you gonna be there Tuesday?
Yes.
All right. We'll see you. Have a good weekend. Take care.
I'll get her locked in.